So the first professional that I'm going to invite onto screen today is Nicola, who's going to be representing for us occupational therapy. So good morning, Nicola. I'm going to ask you first of all to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your profession specifically.
Of course. Hello, good morning, everybody. My name's Nick McGarvey, and I am a clinical lead occupational therapist, and I work in Coventry and Warwickshire Partnership Trust in the community memory assessment and dementia team. And I have been working in mental health for quite a long time. So I'm very excited to be here today, and I love having the opportunity to tell people about occupational therapy. And I just wanted to start really by just wherever you are in your buildings, your houses, wherever, just to sort of have a quick think about what matters to you. So it could be just the first thing that pops into your head. Don't overthink it. May not be the most important thing in your life, but just something in your life that matters to you. It could be something that you do or something that you're part of, or anything at all, and just sort of hold that in your mind, and I'll come back to that towards the end of my small little slot today. So occupational therapy, what is it? So the word occupation is a little bit misleading because people think it's to do with getting a job, and it's not. So what we mean by occupation is all the things that we do every day, the big things, the little things, the important things, the things that we do automatically that make us who we are. So that can be, for example, getting up in the morning, being able to set a timer or an alarm clock, being able to get yourself into a shower, being able to cook yourself a meal, and all the things that are involved in that, from the energy to motivation to mental processing to physical skills involved in all of those things. And as occupational therapists, what we do is we work with people who have excuse me, have experienced like some sort of injury or illness, or some kind of sort of prevent a situation that they've encountered that means that they are unable to carry out some of those activities or those occupations daily. And that differs obviously from person to person. And the key thing really is that we work very much from a point of view of the person being at the centre. So we work with whatever is important to that person. So it could be that a priority for that person is being able to walk the dog again because they're not confident enough to leave the house, or being able to climb the stairs again in their home because they've physically lost muscle tone, or yeah, just the sort of physical capability to mobilize around their home. So it can be all kinds of things, and we offer equipment and yeah, just sort of lots of different steer and signposting and referring on and partnership working with people to help people essentially to carry on doing what matters to them, carry on doing the thing that really that kind of just those really important things that kind of make life what it is. And there's a recognition in occupational therapy that, you know, medicine alone or tablets alone are not what make us who we are. Like, they're a part of our recovery story. If we've had an illness or an injury or an accident or something, medicine does have a role, of course, but you know, there's so much more to us than that. And that's why I wanted you to think about what matters to you really, and just think about, you know, if you were unable to do that thing or be involved in that thing, or participate in that thing that matters, you know, what help do you think you would need, and what support would you need? And actually that's where, as allied health professionals, we come in. You know, we offer all of these other approaches and opportunities that are beyond the sort of medication really, and the medical sort of offer that can also contribute and help. So what do I do day to day? So I work with people with dementia, and or who are having assessment for dementia. And you know, often people living with dementia or in that kind of assessment phase experience a lot of stigma. So there's a lot of lack of understanding around what it means to live with dementia. So opportunities get blocked. People can be a bit afraid of people live with dementia. So we help people to continue being part of communities, socializing, being part of relationships, families, roles, connecting with people, and continuing to do everyday things within and outside the home. So that can be transport, or it can be looking at how to access college courses, or even work as well. So that's part of my job as well. But again, it's all about starting with the person, and recognizing that every single person's unique, is an individual, and has got their own set of preferences. And my first job is to build rapport and connect with that person, build what we call the therapeutic relationship, and to find out what matters to them, and to go from there, looking at what the barriers are, but very much from a point of view, a strength, what we call a strength-based perspective. So we don't just look at the problems, we look at the opportunities as well, and we think about how we can help people to get around those problems and continue living their best life, really. So on a day-to-day basis, I see people in their homes, I go into care homes, I go into clinics, and I see a whole range of people. My role is also a leadership role, so I help develop student placements, I'm involved in research, I help supervise people, I sit on panels for developing projects. I do all kinds of different things, and it's been a brilliant career for me in terms of having children as well. So I've had 3 children, had gaps. So it's been a brilliant career to progress in, but also to have a family, and it's worked really well for me. I did a degree, I qualified in 1999, and so that was a 3-year degree. And before that, I did A-levels in English, politics and drama, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but came across occupational therapy, and I knew nursing or kind of midwifery or medicine wasn't quite right for me, but this was a perfect fit. And so I studied at Coventry, 3-year degree, and there is now various ways of qualifying that wasn't around when I graduated. But there's masters registration courses, and training on the job, like apprenticeship programs and things like that as well. And I work day to day with support workers, social workers, psychologists, psychiatrists, sometimes physiotherapists, sometimes GPs, social prescribers, and lots of third-party organisations, but mainly the clients living with dementia, and usually carers or family members as key. And an exciting thing that I've done recently is help develop a project for people living with dementia called Dementia Active, which is a collaborative project with Sky Blues in the community, which are the charity branch of the football club in Coventry. And we've developed a group for people living with dementia and their carers, or under assessment. And it's a way for them to develop some peer support and connectivity within Coventry, because at the moment there's nothing that is kind of sporty and active. It's mainly kind of low-key, sort of slower activities, if you like, that's an offer, or creative activities, which are great. But sometimes people also are very physically well and want to be able to express themselves in those ways. So I think I'm probably about at time, am I, Heather? Yeah. As
That's
you know,
perfect.
I could literally talk for a very long time. So I don't know if I have answered, any thoughts or questions that you have, but I'm very happy to kind of give answers to questions if you have them. But I'll hand back to Heather now.
Amazing. Thank you, Nicola. I am just going to ask one myself. Would you recommend being an occupational therapist as a career for others, and why?
And why? Well, so 100% yes, I think you can tell. Like, I am so passionate about my job. And even working in the NHS, which has its ups and downs, has not put me off at all. It is an amazing profession. Why would I recommend it? Well, I love seeing people becoming a better version of themselves, reaching their goals, basically. And it's such a good career to be in terms of supporting people to see that there's hope. So a lot of areas of medicine obviously is about caring for people, or kind of doing to people, if you like, which of course is necessary in some areas of medicine. But what I love about OT is it's about doing with people, and enabling people to do things for themselves, that's like unbelievably rewarding. I've got lots of stories, if we had more time, of people that have, you know, massively overcome barriers that felt impossible to overcome, and that's incredible. Yeah, and you know, like another sort of little phrase that we would use is like, in, doctors might ask what's the matter, but in OT we ask what matters to you. So again, coming back to that theme, and you know, if that's for you, if you love empowering or kind of seeing people thrive, and that energizes you, you know, to kind of equip people in different ways, then you know, consider occupational therapy. It's a profession not many people know about, really. So yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today.